Hey, hello. I'm tunesy. If you couldn't tell by the channel name, of course. And the sickness gets sicker. I'm even more sick. I thought it was gonna be better by today, but it isn't. It literally isn't. It's okay. At least the series is coming to an end, so I could be sick whenever. But I do get my wisdom teeth out in literally less than a week, so my throat hurts and my nose is plugged. Can y'all freaking believe that? Anyways, we're on day 47. More like 6-7. Anyways, today's state is Washington. And yeah, we literally have 3 more days left. So I hope you guys didn't see that. I have to count my fingers. We have 3 more days left until the series is over. And yeah, well, actually, I'll go into that later. And yeah, today's song of the day is Dream by Selvia Pelth. The genre is lo-fi indie rock. You know what? Since I'm sick, why not make you guys sick too? This song will make you feel sad. That's the sickness. And yeah, let's get started. So hopefully this one isn't a long one, because my freaking throat hurts really bad. Um, Halloween's in 2 days, but I think by the time this is uploaded, it will be Halloween. So yay! Happy Halloween, guys! Happy Halloween! Tomorrow's Halloween Eve. And yeah, this case is very disturbing. I don't like it at all. I hate it. I want to get it over with. Um, it's happening in Washington. Um, in the 1970s, I think somewhere around there, 1980s. This case is really disturbing, though. I don't like it at all. Uh, I was thinking about not doing it, but this is the most like information I could find on a case in Washington. Not Washington D.C., by the way, just Washington, the state. I was thinking about doing Washington D.C., but then I was like, no. Anyways, today's case is about the Emunclaw Horse Sex Case. I'm pretty sure most people heard about this one. There's a documentary about it. It's called Zoo, I think. And yeah, in the 1970s, many statuettes that had criminalized certain sex acts in various U.S. states were repealed, largely because they had criminalized some consensual sex acts between adults that were no longer considered appropriate to forbid. In Washington state, a law was repealed on July 1st, 1976, that had said, every person who shall carnally known in any manner, any animal or bird, or who shall carnally known any male or female person by the anus, or with the mouth or tongue, or who shall voluntarily submit to such knowledge, or who shall attempt sexual intercourse with the dead body, shall be guilty of sodomy. Kenneth Pinion had worked for a Boeing for 8 years. He had previously been married to a woman and had children with her. He had moved from Seattle to Oak Harbor, Washington. Pinion had been building a new house and a barn that he planned to keep a horse in, along the Key Peninsula Highway in Gig Harbor, Washington. He was about to begin making payments on the property's mortgage. Pinion had previously lost the ability to experience certain sensations after a motorcycle accident, and he had begun to seek out increasingly extreme sexual acts, such as insertion of extremely large dildos, fisting, and receptive anal sex with horses. In the early 2000s, he found a group of men online nicknamed Zoos, who began meeting at a farm in an unincorporated area of King County, Washington, for communal weeks. The group filmed one another being annually perpetrated by horses and sometimes engaged in sex with each other afterward, and posted the videos online. According to Charles Moudet, the men trained the horse to perpetrate them by stripping, applying a horse breeding pheromone, and bending over. In 2015, Moudet wrote that the men had sexual fixation on large penises that may have had nothing to do with the horses. He also believed Pinion did not truly love horses and was not a true zoophile, although Pinion had a cast created of the penis of his favorite horse, Strut. The incident that killed Pinion occurred at a farm located in an uncorroborated area in King County, Washington. John Quayhart of the sheriff's office said that typically men were sexually involved with the horse whose name was not publicly disclosed on the property of James Michael Tate. Pinion, Tate, and a third unidentified man snuck into the barn of the Southeast 44th Street farm that night. Either Pinion or the unnamed man recorded Tate being annually perpetrated by a stallion the man had referred to as Big Dick. After finishing, Tate then filmed Pinion being annually perpetrated by the same horse. During this incident, Pinion sustained internal injuries, including a perforated colon. On July 2nd, 2005, Pinion was dropped off anonymously at the Emunclaw Community Hospital. Medical staff wheeled Pinion into an examination room before realizing he was dead. According to the medical examiner's office, Pinion died of acute peritonitis due to perforation of the colon, and the death was ruled accidental. After Pinion died, the authorities used his driver's license to find acquaintances and relatives. Earlier news reports stated that the authorities had used surveillance camera footage to track down Pinion's companion. Using the contacts, the authorities found the farm where the incident occurred. The police tracked down the rural Emunclaw area farm, which was known in zoophile chat rooms as a destination for people wanting to have sex with livestock. They seized 100 VHS tapes and DVDs, amounting to hundreds of hours of video of men engaging in bestiality. One of the videotapes featured Kenneth Pinion shortly before he died on July 2nd. Prosecutors later determined that the horse had not been injured. It was only after Pinion died, when law enforcement looked for one way to punish his associates, that the legality of bestiality in Washington state became an issue. The prosecutor's office wanted to charge Tate with animal abuse, but the police found no evidence of abused animals on the many videotapes they had collected from his home. As there were no law against humanly fucking a horse, the prosecutors could only charge Tate with trespassing, Charles Murud said. The prosecutor's office said no animal cruelty charges were filed because there was no evidence of injury to the horse. Michael Tate was charged in the case of State of Washington v. James Michael Tate with criminal trespass in the first degree. The owners of the farm, a third party, were not aware that the men had entered the property to engage bestiality. The third man was not charged since he was not visible in the video seized by investigators. On November 29th, 2005, Tate entered an Elford plea. David Christie gave him a suspended 1-year sentence, a $300 fine, 1 day of community service, and ordered Tate never to revisit the farm. Footage of Pinion's first sexual encounter with the horse, where he, with the help of another person, receives a rear entry position anal sex from a male horse, began to circulate on the internet after his death. The video is often incorrectly mistaken for Pinion's last sexual encounter with the horse called Big Dick. The video was nicknamed Mr. Hands, or Two Guys, One Horse. The video, intended originally to sexually gratify the viewer, became one of the internet's first viral shock videos. A documentary of the life and death of Pinion and the lives led by those who came to the farm near Emunclaw debuted at the 2007 Sundance Film Festival under the title Zoo. One of the 16 winners out of the 856 candidates for the festival, and played at numerous regional festivals in the US thereafter. Following Sundance, it was also selected as one of the top 5 American films to be presented at the prestigious Directors Fortnight Sidebar at the 2007 Cannes Film Festival. After Pinion died, Pam Roach crafted a bill to ban bestiality in Washington state. Senate Bill 6417, which made bestiality a Class C felony, passed on February 11, 2006. Murod wrote, "It was an almost comically easy law to pass. Bestiality had little political support in Washington, and no group in the state actively advocated for bestiality to be legal." Murad wrote that reading R7W 1652-205 was very much like reading hardcore porn. The law prohibits videotaping a person engaged in a sexual act or sexual contact with an animal that is either alive or dead. Because of the provision against videotaping, Murud stated that the law points an angry finger directly at James Tate. Ugh, I hate even thinking about it. This case is so it's horrible. It's so disgusting. I don't understand why people would do that to animals. Poor animals. The poor horses. Poor Strut. Bro, I don't understand the concept of this case. I don't want to know the concept. I mean, I understand it, but like it comes to an extent where like you're doing it to a horse. Like it's a horse. That's wrong. And I honestly don't know why bestiality wasn't already a law in Washington That's kind of stupid. And why? I know the horse wasn't injured and all, but he still did shit to the horse. That is absolutely like, oh my god, disgusting. Um, and yeah, but that's the end of today's video. Thank goodness. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, even though this one's like probably the most disturbing and disgusting one yet, and probably will be the most disturbing and disgusting one. Um, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed day 48 tomorrow. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.